Testing, testing. Setting up the audio. Testing, testing. Making sure you can hear me. Just give it a second. You hear the audio of the music. Ears. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn my sound up a little bit. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Music's a little low too. Testing. Yeah, my sound's really quiet today. Hang on. Testing, testing, see if this works better. Testing. 1, 2, testing. Testing. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn it back down now. Testing, testing. Okay. Okay. Sounds like we are good to go, everyone. Hi there. Hello. I'm Celeste Subro, and I'm a bad gamer. Welcome to the stream today. So, you may notice that I don't have a game pulled up. It's stream. Oh, let me turn the music off. Because I'm not playing a game today, actually. I'm doing something a little different. So, Happy New Year, everyone. I wanted to do something a little different today because it sounded like something that would be enjoyable. And hopefully it's fun to watch. But today we are using a software called GB Studios to make a game. So I have, let me switch over to it. Where is it? It has disappeared. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hello, I'm here. I am alive. Yeah, so my light setup is just abysmal. So we've got GB Studios over here, which is this right here. It is a general game making studio that I've been playing around with for a few days, and I've just been messing with it, and I joined a couple of game jams on itch.io. So if we go over here and change this to, hang on, to, I should have set this all up before I got started. That's not right. That's not the right one. That's not right either. We're just going to stick with what we've got. Nope, that's not right. Guys, we're struggling over here. So I joined a couple game jams that are, so I have 2 of them actually, that are just kind of there to help guide me and to give me some ideas. This is my first game that I've ever made, so I want it to be good, but I'm not expecting too much of myself. I'm just really getting a feel for the software, figuring out what I can do with it, what I can't do with it. But first things first, I joined a game jam called the GoEdWare Game Jam Limited Color Palette Edition. So it's GoEdWare does apparently regular game jams. I haven't joined any of them in the past, but this one specifically has a specific limited color palette. So actually, let me go back to over here. I have already input the color palettes. So we've got this one that I've called Behind the Door. This is one color palette, or it's technically all one palette, but I'm separating them. And Outside the Door. You will understand what those names mean later in a second. But yeah, I can only use these 8 colors. I don't know how to do math. To make this game. And so there is some fun things about GB Studios is that you can both have it be non-color mode, because like Game Boys, the original Game Boy didn't have any color. The Game Boy Advance did, and the Game Boy Color did. Did the Game Boy Advance? I think the Game Boy Advance did. I know the Game Boy Color did. I'm pretty sure the Game Boy Advance did. I have one right next to me. I can check right now. Do you have color, my friend? You do! The Game Boy Advance has color. You probably cannot see at all. I can barely see. Mother 3 fan translation. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. That's the only Game Boy game I have. But yeah, so that's one of the game jams that I joined. It's the limited color palette one. So we've got this. This is currently on the Outside the Door color palette, but we could also switch it to Behind the Door if we wanted to for this scene. We could go. Wait, what? That's not good. We could just do that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out as we go. But the other game jam that I joined, and this one is also just there for a guideline so that I have a direction, and this screen is much brighter on my face, I am now realizing. I'm going to turn this light on back here. Does that help much? I honestly don't know if that helps at all. That might make it worse. I need to get like actual lights. Is that good? Put it down here, maybe? No, that just makes everything look blue. Okay. Alright, we're going to keep it like this. But so this other one that I joined, I wanted to join a horror one, but I couldn't find one. So I'm still going to make a horror game, but I'm not in a horror specific jam. The other one that I joined is called Hopeful Romantic Game Jam, number 1. And it is essentially making a romance game. Yeah, that's the goal, is to make a romance-based game. And my game will have a romance in it. It will kind of be more of a implied thing. I hope that doesn't get me kicked out of the jam, but it's there. I promise it's going to be there. And so each of the jams has a specific theme that I am working with for this. That's helped me narrow it down a little more. So the limited color palette one, the theme is 2 points of view. Again, we'll get into that in a second. And the hopeful romantic one is a fresh start or new beginning. But yeah, we're going to be messing around with it. We're going to be figuring some stuff out. So as you see, we've got is there a way to zoom in on this? I don't think I can. We've got the main scene right here. So this game that I'm making, I already have like a sort of placeholder title. It doesn't say it anywhere up here, but I'm wanting to call it Behind the Door, and the whole plot of the game is it's like you play as a character that is locked themselves in their apartment building, in their room, and yeah, you've locked yourself in your room, in your apartment, and are kind of having a pretty massive depressive episode brought on by a monster that has disguised itself as your phone. It's complicated to explain, but it makes sense in context, kind of. And then throughout the game, your friend comes to visit you outside the door. That's why we have the 2 color palettes here, and why they're called Inside the Door and Outside the Door. Or what is it? It's Outside the Door and Behind the Door. Yeah, that's what those are. Is because the way I'm going to use the dual color palettes is the game's going to be very saturated, but anything taking place inside the door or inside the game uses the inside the behind the door color palette, and anything outside uses the outside the door color palette. And I want to make it. This game is This game is going to be an RPG. Pretty simplistic one because it's my first game. I don't know what I'm doing. But it is going to be an RPG, and we're going to be figuring that out. I've got actually a tutorial pulled up on how to make an RPG. Oh wow, that's really bright. Hang on. Alright, my computer's brightness doesn't go down. Ooh. Very bright. My goodness. Most things that I stream on here are not this white. Is there a way I can make it dark mode? I don't think I can. But yeah, we're going to be figuring this out. Just hopping around, seeing what I can work with. And it's really just going to be a stress test today, looking at what I can do. And then I hopefully, one of the game jams ends on the 14th of this month. So I hopefully will have another stream before then where I really show off most of the game that is mostly done and just do some light tweaking, maybe add the sound into it, maybe finish off some of the sprites and stuff. But I'm excited. I've been looking into this all week, and I'm really excited to get started with this. And yeah, just do something different, you know? Anyways, let's get into this. I'm actually not going to go with the tutorial yet. I'm going to just hop around this as we see it. So we've got the game world right here. These are different scenes. So if I add a scene, or I can add a scene right there. It's got the placeholder because I don't have any real maps yet. This one is there, but it's too small for the world. That was just a test to see if I could make maps, and I can. That's gonna be a thing that I do eventually. And you know, I can take this and I can make the color palette, the outside the world one, or I can make it outside the door, or I can make it behind the door. And then we've got on this scene, there's the player who is I have set as like a random asset that I found online. It's just a free asset that I'm gonna replace later with my original asset, but he's just a little monkey guy. And then if you load up the game, I actually don't know if I have it set so that the game will show up. We will see. I'll just have to check. It's taking a long time to load. This thing takes a long time to load. It's not window capture. Behind the door. Yeah, that one. We're just gonna size that up, just put it right in the center there. This is basically what I see on my screen. So with this, we've got him in there, and the character is the behind the door color scheme, just so that I can test it out. And then move him around. He walks around. He moves. I've already set up the animation so that it moves good. And then to test something else out, let me just go turn this to platformer. I figured this out earlier. There are a couple different settings on here. So we've got platformer, adventure, shoot 'em up, point and click, logo. No, not point and click. Platformer, get it running. I haven't tested any of the other ones except for top down and platformer, but we'll get to those eventually. But essentially what this is for is the format of the game, right? So when it comes up as platformer, if it loads. By the way, I brought my water today. We've got our Five Nights at Freddy's water cup. Because I am a certified... Yeah, see, he falls, he lands, and then you move around with with the arrow. Oh, you can move around with the WASD too. I did not actually realize that. And then you jump, and he does not have a jump animation right now, but he is certainly jumping. Look at that. I'm going to be working with, actually, I do want to test out what the other ones are, the adventure and the shoot 'em up and the point and click do. I know what the logo does, but we're going to talk about that one in a second. But I haven't tested it yet. The adventure. Okay, I don't know how this is different than the 2D. We might figure it out later. We'll look at it. I feel it's so quiet. I gotta turn back on the music. This one. Alright. Back to here, and then we can play our little monkey guy game. Oop. Okay, so the shoot 'em up does not have up and down, which is interesting. Okay. Not exactly sure what that does, but let's try point and click. I figure I know what point and click does, but we'll still test it out. Guys, this music is such a vibe, isn't it? Oh! Okay, that is not what I thought it does. I'm not clicking right now. I'm just pressing the arrow buttons and he's not... Okay. That's interesting. Alright. But there's a couple other things that we can do here. So this button is the collisions. So if we wanted to make this shape right here that my little monkey guy couldn't go in, we're just gonna make it top down 2D again. Then he won't be able to touch that. So just look, he can't touch this area because that's where our collisions are. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how awesome that is. I'm a game developer. I'm gonna get rid of those. And then there's also you can add in actors right here. I don't have any other characters. Well, we'll just use this. The arrow, the default arrow that comes with the game, with the studio. Actually, I'm going to change the sprites to the outside door sprites. Just to keep things more consistent for now. And then you can take the actors and give them interactions on at events for them. So on interact, you can add dialogue and menus. And display dialogue, and it'll say, "I like beans." Great. And then let's test this out. Oop. He's not moving good anymore. What happened? What did they do? I like beans! Would you look at that? I don't know why the dialogue box is not showing up as the color I want it to be, but we're going to figure that out later. Oh, it's still on point and click. Why is it on point and click? I changed it to top down. Okay. Layout. Behavior. Text. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, no, actually that's cool, because then it'll be like, I like beans. Do you like beans? Question mark. Have that action happen, and then we'll walk over to this arrow guy and just, well, we can walk straight through him. I like beans. Do you like beans? See, like it's got some cool stuff. I'm getting way too excited over this. Then we've got like the layout, min height. Okay. Position on the top or on the bottom. Text Y level. We can lower it or raise it. Behavior. Open speed instant or speed 1 faster, speed 2. So we're just gonna keep that on default for now. Button when button pressed. Close when text is finished, or closed. Never. We'll just keep it on when the A button is pressed. Oh, by the way, the B button I think is X. And then present, create present, text, outer. I don't know what this means. How do I change the color of it? Because they can't have it be another color. I want it to be the color that I want it to be. We'll look at that later. We'll deal with that later. We're going to add a new event for this actor. It's going to be color. What's that emote palette? I'm not going to worry about that right now. Screen, hide overlay. Okay. Math, joypad input. Pause script until button is pressed. Attach script to button. Control flow, color, camera. Well, let's just point him this way. And I know there's a way to do this. Collision group 1. Ah, that's how you make him have collision. So now if we walk over to him, yeah, if we just run into him, we didn't even have to press the button. They'll just talk to us. Look at that. Awesome. How about collision group? Oh, it's like things that collide with each other. Okay. I know there's a way to do this. Movement speed is 1. Animation speed is 4. Oh, it's a active camera color. Control flow screen, scene screen, timer variable, miscellaneous maybe. It's clear. No, that's not it. Change scene. So if we talk to him. Change to scene 2, or change to scene 1. Facing that way. Fade speed, speed 2. Yeah, we'll just do that. So I'm assuming he'll talk to us. We run into him. I like beans. Do you like beans? And then we change to the next scene. I don't have the actor set correctly for this scene, but that's not important right now. But there we go. See, I'm figuring it out. Let's take a pause from the scenes in the game world and look a little bit at the other options up here. So we've got a bunch of different options. We've got sprites, images, music, sound effects, palettes, dialogue review, and settings. Oh, dialogue reviews. That I like beans. Oh no, this is just looking at the dialogue. Okay. Let's look at sprites for a second. This is how I made the monkey guy. So we've got the idle animations, which don't do anything, unless I wanted to make him have an idle animation. But we've got all of the sprites on this sprite sheet that I found. Literally, it was just free on itch.io, and I just downloaded it, put it on here. It's just there for now. I'm going to change it later, but for now, it works for what I need it for. We got idle right, idle up, idle down. We don't have idle left because it's the same as idle right, just backwards. So we don't need that. We're all good. Moving right, which has 4 total slides. Frames. Again, 4 frames. Yep. And moving down, 4 frames. Preview is different scenes that can change the color. This is the only one that I have. I mean, there's the actor animated, which is just the default one that they have on there. This needs to be moved, actually. It's all, like, world assets, which are great, but not what I need. And this one we got portraits, which, again, great assets, not what I need right now. Although, if we up the size, up it to 32 by 30 by 32, we can take my friend right here and just plop him there. That was bad. Let me try that again. Just... No. I did the exact same thing. There we go. Plop my friend right there. He is there now. I don't think I have animations for him. See, the thing is, these are all characters, and they have a lot more than 3 colors. So the Game Boy, if you didn't know this, only works with 3 or 4 colors at a time, depending on what it's loading. So characters can only have 3 colors at a time. The world can have 4. So let's talk about the palettes for a second to look at that. So, excuse me. So this is my behind the door palette. This dark blue right here. Then we've got the mid-higher tone, which is this like greenish color. Then we got the seafoam greenish color and the light blue. And then the white. This is not light blue. This is white. And each of these will show up for a different color. Outside the door is the same, but instead of white here, all the colors are different, right? Obviously. So for the sprites, if we were to go back to the portraits one and look at this glasses kid right here, and try and place him in here, it wouldn't load fully correctly because we don't have access to all of these excess colors. Like, all of his hair is just black. Fine if that's what you want, but if you want a little more detail, you gotta go look somewhere else. Although, honestly, all of these render pretty well in this, or at least these two have. Let me try a few more. This one's not the best, but it works. Let's try this wizard. Wait, wizard? No, it's not wizard. Okay, yeah, no, this one doesn't work. This one doesn't work very well. It's just a surprising amount of black. Just all of the purple turned black. Oh, and there's the wizard girl. Okay. So yeah, there's some cool stuff here. That's also built in one. What I'm going to try and do is... Actually, I'm not going to do this right now. We're just going to keep looking through the stuff. So we've got the images, which are the backgrounds and tile sets, which I don't have any set up on here right now. But we've got the placeholder PNG, which again just comes with the software. And then we test map that I made, which isn't big enough to actually like hold anything, but it's there. I like it. I think it looks good. I'm not going to keep it, but again, just made with assets I found on itch.io for free. This one is actually really cool, and I'm really excited to mess around with. This is the song, the music area. Just, let's name this song. We're going to pause our music over here for a second. We'll just add a song, title it Beans. And display here, and we can just... That is way too high. That's some nice sound. Okay, we're actually... Let's just go... Cool, huh? This is obviously not a good song. This actually sucks. I hate this so much. We can select all of that and just boop, delete. But it's got some really cool effects that you can do. You've got like duty 1, duty 2, duty, wave, noise, and it just all works together. You can add in patterns, and it's like this one's number 1. This one's number 2. Or it leads to... I actually don't know what that means, but I'll find out later. You've got, like, sweep change. This is, like, how it... Excuse me. How it transitions and stuff, I think. Sub patterns. What is... I honestly do not know what this does. Stop it. Oh, okay, so we're just gonna place a bunch of stuff. This is gonna sound like garbage. Okay. So yeah, these just move straight into one another, and I'm assuming there's a way to loop them. I don't know how to do that yet. But then we've got like different instruments. Wave. I hate that. I hate that so much. But I'm just testing it out right now. So I'll make good music later. Probably not on stream today, but that'll be a thing later on. But yeah, that's the music builder. I'm just gonna delete that. Yeah, just delete that. There's also sound effects, which I have to add, I believe, but I'm going to have sound effects in this game. I don't know how that works. We'll find out later. Then again, we're back to palettes. And these are fun to mess around with. If you want to give your game a very unique look, you can make it look like Shrek. You can make it lots of purple. Make it sort of purple. Again, like Shrek, I just clicked on the same one. Then you can do what I'm doing and mess around with the palettes, have some fun with it. Then there's dialogue review, which I think just shows you the dialogue. Settings, all this fun stuff. Cursor image. Oh, it's so tiny. Look at how tiny it is. But, yeah. I don't know what that means. But, yeah, so you got all the different things, and then the default player is this 8-directional character that I made earlier. Yeah, there's different default fonts, the cursor image, the frame window, which I assume you can change. I don't know how to do that, but music format, the mod or the UGE. Let's see what that does. Okay. Yeah, we'll just... Yeah, delete it. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can make the jump button A, run button B, interact button A, minimum velocity, walk velocity, run velocity. Yeah, so here's all the different stuff. Engine shoot 'em up, scroll speed. Oh, that's why, because the shoot 'em up is a scroll game. That makes sense. Interact, the engine top down 2D, interact button is A, the grid size is 8 pixel grid, that's what I'm working with right now. Engine fade options, fade to white or fade to black, I'll want it to be on fade to black. Controls, arrow up is W, S, A, D, A is Alt, Z, or J. I'm actually going to add... Oh, whoops. Alt X, or no, Alt Z J, add X back to this one. And then I want space on there. Is that not gonna work? Control, that's a shift. That's okay, shift works. I don't think it's gonna let me add space. Well, let's add E instead. And we could just go back here and just test it out. Having fun? I hope you're having fun. Oh, I made him interact. There we go. It's around with, and I'm gonna be testing it out a lot more throughout this week. You're just really getting me, seeing me get a feel for it, because I don't want to like jump to any tutorials and just read stuff for an entire stream. That would be boring. And I might pull up my my tile editor and just screw around with that for a bit too. E, and then it jumps to the next scene. Awesome. And see, now the default is my little guy. Can I turn the default palette to something in settings? Default background palette is this one, and that one. Default sprite palette is, actually we'll do this one first, and then that one. This one. That one. Let's see if, yeah, you can change it from color mode or color plus monochrome, color only. Increases the amount of tiles available for each scene for displaying backgrounds and sprites. Allows your game to run on color devices only, supported by GB Color and Analog Pocket. So something cool about this this software is a lot of people actually use it to take Game Boy cartridges and upload their game straight to it, as if their game was on an actual Game Boy. Really cool. I don't know if I'll be doing that. You can also just upload it to like itch.io or Steam or something like that. I'll probably not be uploading it to a cartridge. I don't know, maybe we'll see where I go with this if people want it. Leave in the comments below if you want that. Speaking of which, I've not been watching. Yeah, we don't have anyone watching. It's fine. But it is something you can do if you want to mess with that. If you want to do that. And I know there's been a lot. I've seen a bunch of panels where, excuse me. Like I went to Game On Expo last year. If you happen to be in Arizona this April, come to Game On Expo. You might see me there. It'd be fun. Enable Super GB mode. I don't even know what that does. So note Super GB palette is shared with GB Color palette number 5. Change either will also update the other palette. Okay. I don't know what this does. Let me see if that changed anything in the game. Yeah, if you're coming to Game On Expo this year, come and find me. I'll be mostly just hanging out, probably looking at stuff, and probably going to panels. But I went last year, and there were some really cool panels about game design and a lot of animation too, that I was really, really interested in. I thought it was really cool. That's where I heard about this for the first time, was a panel at Game On, and I just immediately went home and downloaded it and started messing around with it. I haven't super done much with it yet because I've just kind of been scared. But I have, I've gotten to a point where I'll even turn the music back on. To a point where I'm just like, I just gotta do it and just play with it and it'll be fun. That's how we find these is it's like in the assets folder. Um, yeah, I've really just been having fun with it, messing around, figuring stuff out. Notes. Oh, there's notes. Um, yeah, I know there are a lot more features that I'm not like super aware of yet. I've been looking at tutorials all week, but I'm not an expert, like nowhere near. But I really just wanted to test some things on here, see what I could do, see what I've got. Default. Okay. My big question that I'm thinking right now is how do I change the color of this text? Rename event, set breakpoint, insert event before, insert event after, copy event, delete event, add avatar. I don't know the avatars. We're gonna none. Behavior. It's the speed. Hang on, let me just look it up and see if I can find it anywhere. I love this game's music. Ooh, right. How to change text color in GB Studios. Click enable color mode once it's activated. Ah, right. Go to settings, UI elements and fonts section. You can choose a color palette. Okay. Settings, UI elements, variable width. I don't know how to change the color. It doesn't have an option for that. Project view button, settings. Okay, I can change. It says I can change the font, I guess. How do I change the color of the text box, though? Not text color, text box color. Change the dialog box color midway through. Yes, you can script a swap. You can call a script to swap palettes, though I don't know if they can occur mid-dialogue. Maybe in between dialog boxes. Ah, blind and white. Why are any websites using default white colors? Palette swapping, painting a scene. Yep. Select a new palette. Yeah, I know how all that works. This music's getting really intense. Cycling palettes. Oh wait, that's interesting. Hang on. Something I could do if I just go. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. I'm not gonna use that right now, but that's good to know. What is this song? I need to know. It's Terror Time! Yo, we love Terror Time. Okay, that's actually really interesting. That's really good to know. If I want to make more color in detail games at some point, that'll be really good to know. For now, I'm good with what I have, but yeah, okay. What about the text box? It's not what I'm looking for. multiple dialogue frames using the UI palette. Understanding fonts. Change the font color in the text box. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I will probably figure that out later. But for now, let's just look at what else we can do with the events. Add an event, or add a trigger. So if we walk onto these three things right here, we can add a display menu. We're gonna display a menu. Local 1, set variable local 2, local 0. I don't know what those mean. Let's have 3 options, or 4 options. Item 1 will be good, question mark, bad, question, no, that's not, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's add, before we do this, let's add a insert event for display dialog, and the dialog is going to say something like, how has your experience been so far? How is your experience? Guys, I don't know how to spell. Then question mark. Perfect. And then it'll go to this, and the options will be so happy, pretty good. Need to switch over to this. Kinda meh, and abysmal. I don't think I spelled that right. How do you spell that? It's not what I'm checking. Abysmal. Horrendous. I don't know if I spelled that right either. Set last option to 0. Set to 0 if B is pressed. That's like the exit out of this option if you don't want to click any of the options. Essentially, that's what that sounds like. So let's just run that and test that out. So it should be if we enter into any of these 3 boxes right here. How has your experience been? I'm so happy. Pretty good. Kinda meh. Horrendous. There isn't anything. Like, the options don't do anything. They just are there. It's been pretty good. I wonder if I can add an event. Yeah, dialogue menu. Let's see what that does. How's your experience been? Kind of met. All right. I don't know how to. I'm gonna set it back to dialogue. I like that better. Set to 1 if. Set to 2 if. I don't know what to do with that, I'm being honest. What is the joypad input? Okay. Control flow. If color mode is available, if GBA mode is available, or a super GB mode is available. I don't know what that means. Categories. Actor. Oh, wait, hang on. What was that? I think, if I'm correct, we can add for this actor, add an event For actor is oh, it can launch a projectile. Move that up here. This it's gonna be this actor. Yeah, it's gonna shoot itself out. Collision group collide with the player. Destroy on hit. Lifetime 2. Yeah, we'll speed 2, animation speed 4. Let's see what that does. See if that does anything, honestly. Oh, this is on interact. We're gonna delete this out. On init? I don't actually know what this does. Okay, how do I'm gonna add another actor. He's gonna be in this area. It's gonna be just actor animated. Just the actor? No, actor animated. I don't know how to make it move. Music and sound effects. Play a sound effect. Beep. Tone. We'll see what that does. I like beans. You like beans? Okay, so that's when it enters the area. Okay, got it. Let's go back to here. I'm just gonna delete that. I don't know how to make it move. Variables, store action direction, variable. Timer, wait. Okay. I know what I'll use that for, but that's not right now. That I'm going to use for. What's the thing? What's the word I'm looking for? Cutscenes. Lots of cutscenes. Dates. If player is at position, oh, excuse me. Add an event. Text, just go beep. Can I make this, we're just going to test that out. If I move on to there, I'll make the like beans, like beans. I don't know why that isn't working. Okay. I think that's probably where I'm going to call it today. I know this was a shorter stream with like not much actually going on. I really just wanted to show this off and tell you guys about what I'm doing because it's fun and I'm excited and it's like it's kind of silly that I'm so excited about this, but this is very much a before picture of like this is where I'm at, where I start. This is how I'm doing when I'm just starting out, and then hopefully by the end of the month, if not, hopefully like by the 14th, we'll have another stream where it's like this is the after I've had a few weeks or a week actually to work on this and figure out what I'm doing. I'll probably hopefully be better and excited. We're gonna stop the music that's playing. Oh my gosh, it's so bright every time. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I hope that things go well. Hope your New Year's resolutions are going well. If you have any of them, if not, then just keep being awesome. Keep doing what you're doing.